Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Gridiron Gals podcast. I'm your girl, Reeta, the NFL chick.
And hey everyone, it's Chels, aka Chels, right?
We have reached week 2 of the NFL season, and it is already very chaotic, Chels.
Very.
Not with just within the NFL, but within our own fandom and our own backyards. Uh, going on. I'm smiling through the pain here because I don't know. Somehow the Ravens are 0-2. And, then I know that your Cowboys lost to the Saints at home. So we are struggling really bad to do this podcast because we can't not talk about it, right? These are things that
Mm,
you got to talk about.
yeah, but
So,
this week is not fun. That's what we're saying,
oh, and that makes it
and
worse.
it makes it worse. And not only that, we lose. so- We lose to New Orleans bigly. They do a second line in Dallas, and where am I for the entire week? I'm in New Orleans for the entire week, which is why I look so crazy on here today.
Oh,
I'm in New Orleans for the entire week. And I decided I was cooking red beans and rice on Sunday. Didn't do it intentionally, but I just completely put a hex on the team. And I just, week two, just terrible, just terrible. But
so
I do
chill.
love New Orleans and everybody's so nice to me, but I'll be here for the week.
So Chels is in New Orleans after that devastating loss. I am home after I went to that game and that devastating loss.
Oh,
Um,
no.
so this is 2 weeks in a row. Well, actually, I've been to the last 3 games that the Ravens lost. I went to the AFC Championship game, they lost. I went to the Kansas City game, they lost. I went to the Raiders game. So maybe it's me. I don't know, but something's going on here.
Hey,
And
why don't you ban yourself like you banned me?
hey, listen, you ain't got to worry about me no
Yeah.
more.
Okay.
Ain't got to worry about
You
me.
gotta worry
Thank you
about me
so
no
much.
more.
Chelsea's brother wants to go to the Eagles Ravens game, and I'm not interested at all,
He,
because it ain't fun
he
for me right now.
is
You know
that
what I'm saying? Not interested.
he said, I called Rita. I called Rita. And she said she was gonna try to get me. And then of course he said, she told me that she told me, don't bring your sister up here. I said, woo child.
which
He
one? Which
thinks
one of
that
us
is the
do you?
funniest thing.
Which one
Hmm?
of us do you think is hurting more right now at this moment?
Honestly, I think that it is I like I'm paranoid. I mean, like I'm being dramatic about it. But for the Cowboys, I know exactly what went wrong. The
Yeah,
defense
same.
didn't come to the game. So when I know exactly what went wrong, feel I don't feel the panic. It is embarrassing. And y'all let these people come in. I'm glad the game was at 1 o'clock because then we had some other games to flush it out. I'm glad there were other upsets, so people got other things to talk about. But I knew that it was the defense. I thought the offense did well. I thought Dak played well. There were 2 interceptions. If you saw them, if you saw the first one, you know that homeboy fell, and that was on the money. The second interception, it probably was on Dak. By then, I had pickled myself with the bourbon. I had pickled myself by then, so I don't really know what was going on. But um, when you get your quarterback in situations where they have to throw, where they are down 3 scores, and you don't give them no breathing room, they stand on the field. An interception is inevitable. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So I'm not mad at them at all. I'm not mad at the offense at all. And we don't have a reliable running game. We're still piecing things together, and the Cowboys decided that they wanted to go into another season with running back by committee, and that's on them. If that's how they want to be embarrassed, then that's on them. But the defense was abhorrent. The defense was. I mean, I have never seen where they were not able to get a stop until the end of the game. Them that they made Derek Carr look like Tom Brady out there, and they should be ashamed of themselves. I
Not
can't make them
Tom.
feel any worse. Child, he was slicing and dicing. I said, I know damn well Derek Carr ain't that good. I know Derek Carr ain't that good. They was slicing and dicing, and y'all got embarrassed out there, and the defense looked terrible. But if I'm okay when I can pinpoint it, when it's just a perfect storm, like every side of the ball went wrong, then I'm gonna get a little worried. But for my team, my mediocre team, I know exactly what it is, and I don't believe that the defense will do that again. I think they were embarrassed enough, but I'm still concerned about the running game. But yeah, upset city Sunday, upset city.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it was more Alvin Kamara than Derek Carr here. He threw a screen pass that went for a touchdown, and that pass was like 5 yards. So don't give him too many
Well,
flowers. I
okay,
mean, he
I
played
take it
well.
back.
Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, Kamara was out
He
there.
didn't fuck up.
Well, this is true. He did not fuck up, and apparently, they got Gary Kubiak's son as their new offensive coordinator, Clint.
Yeah,
And so, apparently he's doing well in that regard. So there's that. I know for me, when it comes to like what my issue, I know what the issues are too. But the problem is that that doesn't mean anything. That
yeah,
doesn't mean you're gonna fix it. The problem
yeah.
is that you got a porous offensive line. You can't. You wait till after the half to get Derrick Henry involved, and then when Derrick Henry does get involved, you eliminate him in terms of trying to run the clock out. Don't understand that your defense, while is first in run defense, is one of the worst in pass defense right now. So I know what the problems are, but I don't feel better about it because I know what the problems are. I don't know if they're going to be, how long it's going to take for these things to get fixed. And the Ravens don't have anything to. They have a schedule. They play Dallas in Dallas on Sunday. After that, they play the Bills, and then they play the Bengals, who also is 0-2 right now. And trying to figure out what to do. So this is not looking too good for my team. And then you got a situation with head coach where he just wants to be. He just wants to be hard headed. He throws poor challenges. He's poor. He's coaching poor, and you feel like he's Teflon. And he's probably not going to get any type of reprimandation. Any type of consequences his way because of this poor start, and most of this having to do with him. So I don't know what to look forward to. I'm just here, to watch, friend, just to see
Yeah.
what's going on, and
Oh,
that's
don't get
it.
me wrong. I don't have anything to look forward to. I'm not looking forward to anything. I just don't, and you know what? When I say I don't feel bad. Like I didn't feel like horribly embarrassed. I don't, maybe I'm just numb. Maybe they just can't hurt me no more.
I feel that. I was absolutely embarrassed. I was
You was embarrassed.
embarrassed. I was fucking embarrassed. I'm not
You
going to
was,
sit here and lie to you. I was
I
embarrassed
mean,
because I don't
oh, you
understand how
funny.
once again another fourth quarter lead. I mean, it's written in the book. Once a year, at least the Ravens gonna give away a fourth quarter lead, baby. That's what they do. And I don't understand how it keeps happening. Don't understand. So they're embarrassed. 9.5-point favorites the
Oh,
Ravens were against the Raiders. Absolutely embarrassing. So
well, who else
I
got
don't know
embarrassed?
if these teams are going to get right. As y'all know, Chels's Cowboys and my Ravens will be playing against each other this weekend. We will be picking that, maybe. So we'll see what we think will happen here, uh, you know, uh, this weekend, or if we even care what happens this weekend. We'll talk about it. Now,
We
we
gonna
are not
see.
alone here.
No.
Chels. The 49ers look mortal in regular season as they lost to the Minnesota Vikings. Sam Darnold out here. That's the Sam Darnold that I saw at USC that I thought was going to be something. Now, I understand having Justin Jefferson and, Addison.
It helps.
I know that
Hmm.
plays a big part of all of this, right? But also, I mean, hey, that motherfucker said, y'all should have kept me. Sam Darnold said, see, should have been here,
Hey,
even though that wasn't going to happen. Brock Purdy is the quarterback of that team. It doesn't matter. So,
yeah. Yeah, not sure what happened there. I actually flipped to that game once I realized that the Cowboys were no longer playing football. I actually flipped to that game, and I am not sure. Well, I will say that um, they turning the ball over doesn't help. I mean, turning the ball over doesn't help. Stupid penalty doesn't help. But I'm not sure what's going on back there. I'm not sure if San Francisco has a little bit of a identity problem when they don't have Christian McCaffrey. I mean, they didn't have him the first game, and that boy was out there stunting. So I don't really know what's happening. And it also, Rita, for real, it really could just be that it's any given Sunday. It
Yeah,
could
it
be just like any team can be beat on any given Sunday. So
yep.
we can politic and say it's this and it's this, and it could just be today was the day that they lost.
Very, very true. Another team that really was some on any given Sunday shit. Captain Kirk and the crew go to Philly Monday Night Football and lose. Hey, so I mean, excuse me, they
Mm.
win. I apologize. They beat the Eagles
At home.
with at home with under a minute left. I,
That was the
I don't
craziest last two
understand.
minutes I've ever seen.
So here's the thing, Chels, that irritates me nowadays about like analytics is that I
Mhm.
feel analytics, I understand the importance of it, but I also think that you should do things that are gimmies. I'm just trying to figure out my words here. And I say that because in the first drive, the Eagles went for it on fourth down instead of taking the points. But essentially, that led to a loss when you do the math.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
again, I understand the analytics is telling y'all to do these things, but it's nothing wrong with playing safe at home. You have the crowd, you have you'll have the momentum because you're at
Mhm.
home. I don't understand why you have to be so aggressive so early. And there was a couple of times that they went for it on fourth down and they didn't convert for it on fourth down. And I just don't understand why y'all have to rely on analytics so much that you don't that you telling me there's nobody that was like, no, I think I would just take the game had just started. I take the points here. Maybe we can get aggressive once we get the flow going. You know what I'm saying? I think I would have felt more comfortable with that. And but start off having to drive like that and then have it end in no points. That don't sit right with me. That just doesn't sit right with me that people keep doing this. And essentially, when you start doing the math, these things count. It matters.
Yeah. So I think it goes back to something that you have said several times. Football is not that deep. It is a very simple game. And you don't need the analytics boys is out here trying to make it seem like you need to whip out your spreadsheet in order to figure it out. It is very, very simple. Stick to what works. Feel people out. Take the points early. Always take the points early. Like you don't have to keep doing it. Everybody knows you know how to tush push. Everybody knows y'all know how to do that. You don't have to keep doing that. But that at the end of that game, that was the worst 2 minutes of football I've seen in a long time. Poor
I don't
clock
know what defense
management.
that was. They was in Hawaii defending people.
Well, I mean, even when the Eagles had the ball and they scored, you got Saquon Barkley, who was an op that night because he done dropped the 4th and 3. Okay, I mean he dropped it on 3rd and 3, and that's when they did the field goal. But like when y'all got all the way down there in field goal range under two with 2 minutes left, what would make you say, you know what, I ain't running no time off that clock?
Yeah, I just didn't understand like I just don't understand. Even if you was trying to get it to Saquon, and Saquon should have caught that ball. We all know that,
He the
right?
op. He was the ops that game. Sorry, he was the
That
ops.
but throwing a pass right there was nothing about that is good. Nothing
Mm-hmm.
about throwing
Mm-hmm.
the ball there is good because I'm going to at least try to run the ball, whether it be through Saquon, whether it be through Jalen himself, whether it be through a running back, because you don't want to stop the clock necessarily. Now, I don't remember if Atlanta had timeouts at that point. That's the only
They
thing
did. Oh,
that's the only thing that I'm getting tripped up about. I just think that it's safer in that regard to run the ball and try to get it on the ground as opposed
Mm-hmm.
to getting it the way that you did. And now I'm really hate myself for this right now because I feel unprepared, but I don't remember if the Vikings had timeouts, but I
I
feel like
don't.
they
I'm
did
gonna
not.
say I don't feel like they did. I really don't feel like they did. And now I'm thinking back to the play, like to your point, if they had run it, because that was a 3rd and 3, if they had run it, even if they didn't get it, the clock is ticking.
Yeah, yeah. But that's
You and I
you
don't
know.
coach football. I don't understand what's
But this
happening
is what I'm
here.
saying, Chels. Like even with a run play, right? Even with a run play, like even if you don't get, like even if you don't get the first down, like you can still try to maneuver, still try to run. You can still, even if they had some timeouts, you can steal a couple of seconds away from that play.
Mm-hmm.
I just
Mm-hmm.
don't think that that's. And again, yes, I know this is easy for us to say in hindsight because he didn't catch the ball because he should have caught that ball and that was a first down and then the game was over. I'm just saying that I still think in that moment I'm probably trying to get a run play out of that more than anything. But ultimately, okay, it didn't happen. You got the 3 points. That defense was as poor as I have ever seen in my
I
entire life.
mean, horrible. Because and I don't like to hit on. I don't hit on Kirk Cousins that much. I do think that he got a ski mask on. I do think whatever. But you're not gonna tell me that that man on that drive. The only thing about that drive is that they had to pass the ball. They had to pass the ball because they had no timeouts. So they had to pass the ball. Everything was moving so quick. Philly was off their heels. Like y'all knew they didn't have no timeouts. You know how a team has to play when they don't have timeouts. They got to play the sidelines. And that's
Yep.
what they was doing. And y'all said, we just gonna let them play the sideline. What? That
On
was
top of that,
just
like
silly.
then Mooney had a catch, and then they didn't tackle, and he kind of like went down. He got at least got 10, 15 more yards
More
after the fact, and
yards.
I'm like,
Yep.
what is going on? Like
I
this
feel
is
like it was like
very poor.
3 or 4 plays. Like,
Yeah,
after it was like chunk plays, 15, 25. And before you could blink, they was down there ready to score. And I mean, they did a better job. I mean, they really did. They really could not chew clock the way they wanted to chew clock
yeah,
because of
yeah.
how they had to play. But they left Philly with 27 seconds, and Philly. I don't think that Philly thought that they was coming back on that field because they didn't
Well,
play
they
like they thought
did
they was
come
coming back on
back,
that
and
field.
unfortunately, Jalen threw a pick to officially end the game, and then
Mm,
that was all she wrote. So
that was all she wrote.
it,
And
it
all
is
they needed was a field goal. All they need. But I said,
which
you
they should have
in
gotten
situations
after
like
the first drive, but who are me to
what they should have
judge?
gotten after the first drive. And so those are those things that come back to bite you. But I knew that pick was coming. I was like, this feels like pick city right here. This is what happens. And boom.
And was it not? So,
And was it not?
yeah, we've seen another collapse that we saw in Sunday, and it's very weird because of how it is. The Kansas City Chiefs, if they don't have a rabbit tail foot, a whole rabbit in
They
that
got
locker room,
a sack of herbs somewhere because
hey
they
dog, I
should have lost that game, buddy boy.
should have
They should have
lost.
lost that game.
Should have lost. Don't understand for the life of me how they continue to do this. And so I can't even blame the refs in that regard because that is clearly pass interference. That man jumped really early and got on that man's back. And you can't, and 10 times out of 10, that's being called at pass interference. I don't care if it's the Chiefs, not the Chiefs, whatever. You can't do that's a boneheaded play by the dude from the Bengals. Yes, he has the right to the ball, but he can't impede the guy who is
Mm-hmm,
intended for. And that
mm-hmm.
is exactly what happened. And now you gave Joe Burrow was in them that blonde pixie that he got going on was so mad, honey, out
Please
there
leave
looking
me
like
alone.
me.
Please leave me alone.
Jamar Chase acting a damn fool. Look, I understand. Look, so here's the thing with the Jamar Chase situation, right? Because remember, he got upset because of the way that he was tackled. Well, they have banned essentially every other tackle, Jamar. Unfortunately for you, you can't hip drop no more. You can't do nothing. And you a big dude, and that's a small dude. It ain't no rule that say he can't grab you by the neck, bro. I understand you don't like it. I understand. You might consider that unnecessary roughness, but it ain't. Okay? And so you get mad, and then the refs, you can see him mouth to him, "Get out of my face." Told the man, "Get out of my face." And what did he do? Lunge at him to talk some more in his fucking face. You, my friend, are a fucking idiot. Okay? Because you're not doing anything but hurting your football team. So now you got 15 yards. Now you got 15-yard penalty.
Against Patrick Mahomes. That's exactly what you want to get
Patrick at home. In Kansas City.
Yards.
In Kansas City. I think they scored 3 points there, as opposed to like going in and because they were close to scoring. And then they scored 3, or whatever to go up. But instead of 7. So I got a problem with that, bro.
And lost by 1 point.
Hey, dog. You got to be smarter than that. You got to be smart. So now you score 3 points. You give Kansas City the ball back. You know they got Rabbit's ass up there in Kansas City. And then they, the miraculous shit starts happening again. Joe Burrow and that pixie was flying all over Kansas City and down in Arrowhead because he upset. And so you're like, the Bengals literally have nobody to blame but themselves. I ain't got nothing for y'all. Y'all know that the Chiefs is right now God's favorite for whatever damn reason.
They lucky as I don't know what. Now, I ain't saying, I don't want people to say, "Oh, they ain't just lucky." Yes, they are good. But they also get lucky because they be in some close games.
That's all I'm saying.
And if it's a close game, it's going to lean in their favor.
Now, they did go. Unfortunately for the Chiefs, they got some injuries going on because Pacheco's going to be out for a while, and they bringing back Kareem Hunt for the running back position. So they didn't get out of that unscathed. Now, sometimes you got to sacrifice somebody to kind of get wins like that. And in this case, Pacheco. I never, you guys know I never say people's names right. So Pacheco is out for a while, and then Kareem Hunt is coming in back to Kansas City to play. So we'll see how this goes. But he ain't played. Kareem Hunt. I've forgotten about Kareem Hunt. Basically,
I totally forgot about Kareem Hunt. But let me ask you this: I thought that boy Rashid Wright was in trouble with the police.
Oh, that you would think that, girl, they sweeping that under the rug, and you know it.
Boy,
come on, friend.
Damn.
Come on.
I mean, I ain't wishing bad on him, but I was very shocked with the first game when they said he was playing. I was like, I thought he had a hit and run and ran down the street and was racing. And because a lot of Chiefs players got in trouble this offseason. Chiefs players and Georgia players was running a tight race. Damn. Thanks. Okay. Well, I guess, it just, when you're God's favorite.
Hey, you can do whatever you want, it appears.
Who cares about a little racing on the highway?
You can do whatever you want. You know who don't got a rabbit's foot? Caleb Williams. So we need to start having a conversation about the Chicago Bears as an organization and how they're run. And we're going to talk about the Panthers too.
Hey, I was getting ready to say, it's giving Panthers.
But you go out, you get rid of Justin Fields. Okay. Oh, Caleb Williams is a generational quarterback. That's what we were saying. You go out, you get weapons for him because you also drafted Nduze. You also brought in Keenan Allen. You got DJ Moore last year. But that offensive line is one of the poorest offensive lines, aside from my Ravens, that I have seen.
Putrid.
And so you're putting Caleb Williams behind this offensive line. Yes, he got weapons, but he ain't got no time.
no
confused on
time.
how anybody was supposed to survive, including Justin Fields, behind that line in Chicago.
I
Explain it to
mean,
me like I'm a fifth grader.
abhorrent. I don't understand. You put all of your money in your wideouts and no money on the line to protect your generational quarterback.
Help me
And yet
understand.
again, another organization is going to ruin a quarterback because they are not prepared for them to be there. You got to prepare for your quarterback to be there. And that preparation starts with protection, coaching, and protection. And they have decided you need to be good enough to get around the protection part. If you are a good enough quarterback, you can get around the protection. And we've seen that happen with Russell Wilson. We've seen Russell Wilson for the first 10 years of his career run for his life. Okay. And then it got to the point where now people forgot how majestic he was because he was a good quarterback and he was able to run for his life. And y'all want Caleb Williams to do that very same thing. And he was out there against Houston,
That defensive
who don't
line
want to
is
do, they was
nasty.
hitting, them boys was hitting. D'Amico got the boys. He done brought the Bama spirit down there. He got them boys hitting. They almost knocked Caleb Williams' nail polish off last night. Off the night. I thought that blue and orange polish was going to be flying around that field. I know he was having nightmares. I know he was having nightmares. He wake up in the middle of the night in cold sweat, think he hear Will Anderson feet coming. Like, come on.
That's about, oh, it's the ghost. Oh, I was just having
Shit.
a nightmare about
It's
Will
just me.
Anderson.
Oh,
The
Lord.
ghost of
Am I
Will
safe?
Anderson is after me.
Am I safe? I mean, it's just crazy. And I mean, it's vindication for Justin Fields, but also at what cost? Because now everybody talks about Justin Fields like he's a bust. He's down and, he's on a different team. He's technically the second string. And like,
But
and
he's
so goes
playing,
it.
but he's playing right now for the Steelers. And while he ain't doing nothing like it, like from a numbers perspective, he got 1 touchdown in 2 games. He's actually playing decent. It doesn't look like Justin was the problem. That's all I'm saying.
No, it doesn't look like that. But I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't think Caleb Williams is going out that quiet. I think
What you
it's
think
gonna
gonna
be a
happen?
while before. I think he's gonna be in there kicking over shit in the locker room in a second and banging on the lockers and throwing water on people and stuff. I think he is going to be like, oh no, y'all, I ain't going out like that. This boy is a star. He is a star. USC #1 draft pick, Heisman. He a
You
star.
got him
He's
sounding like
not
a
going out
diva
like
over
that.
there talking about he about to start acting a fool.
He about to go. I don't think he's just going to be like, well, I just got to play. Because what can he do? I got to get the ball out quicker. Hey, yeah, you do need to get the ball out quicker. But guess what that comes with? That's a part of the transition from the NFL, from college to the NFL. So he is playing how I would expect a college player to play. Once he gets good, once he has time to develop his skills, he will get that ball out quicker. He will be a better decision maker. He will not take them sacks and almost get himself killed. But right now, he's doing the best he can behind a future line. And it's
Yeah,
really
he's
not fair. It's really not
it's
fair.
really that's really what it boils down to. The best he can behind a putrid line. Another person that had a future line and we should talk about real fast too is Bryce Young, because we know that he got benched and Andy
Ooh.
Dalton is going to play. And so I've been vocal, Chels, about how I feel about Bryce Young. I think Bryce Young is football smart, but unfortunately he's not in a football body. And when you try to make comparisons to guys like Kyler, which is unfair because Kyler is a two-time athlete. I mean, is a 2-sport athlete, played baseball, was
Mm-hmm.
drafted in baseball. He's also stronger. He's also more athletic. Guys like
Mm-hmm.
Russell Wilson, who are also athletic, who also
And
play
bigger,
baseball.
much bigger.
Yeah, bigger in stature. By the way, also a 2-sport athlete, played baseball. It's unfortunate, but that organization is so bad, and they are doing
Yeah.
Bryce no favors, none.
Yep.
They have done nothing but bring him inconsistency. They've done nothing but do everything wrong in terms of his development there. And for him, it is the right call, by the way, because the kid is getting killed out there. He ain't
Oh,
playing
he's
right.
gonna die on. Yes, I do believe it. It is the right call, but it is. There is a lot of context there. There's a lot of they are not prepared for him.
They're not there. It starts at the ownership. Tepper
Mm-hmm.
is a trash owner who then doesn't know how to manage a football as an football organization. Yes, I know he was a minority owner with the Steelers, but clearly he ain't learned shit. Whatever he was
Yeah.
learning, whatever he was doing. And it's funny because from what I understand, all the issues that was coming out of Pittsburgh while he was my minority owner were coming from him. Like, like his complaints or whatever that they were having when it came to like Mike Tomlin and stuff. So he doesn't know what he's doing. And then you're not making the right moves anywhere below you from, like how y'all are GMing. Because remember, the rumor was that the Panthers GM was picking CJ Stroud. And
Oh
Tepper came in
yeah, that's
at the
right.
last
And
second
Tepper
and was
said,
like he wanted Bryce Young. But see, at the end of the day, I'm not listening to you. I just get fired, but you'll thank me later. I'm
"We'll deal with
drafting.
it."
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm drafting CJ Stroud. That GM better than me. Because guess what? Had I got fired for that, I'd have got another job somewhere else because I made the right decision.
Mm-hmm. Because I would tell him, you know why I got fired last time? Because I picked CJ Stroud over Bryce Young. And
And
they'd
they
have been
would have
like,
been like,
come on
wow,
in here. Let me
Howard,
show you your new cubicle. Let me show you
cubicle.
where you're
You
gonna
get
be
a
sitting.
whole section at the
Oh
end of
yeah,
the
you're right. You're
building.
right.
So, I'm not, listen, look, same thing happened when the Ravens first came to Baltimore. True story. Um, Art Modell, the owner at the time, wanted the team to draft the running back out of Nebraska. And I hate that I cannot remember his name. Everybody know he was super popular. Come on, friend. I'm gonna look this up. And
when you get it, my brain is gonna fry. Look,
yes, but he was Lawrence. Oh, I hate it here. And so the Ravens had the number 4 overall pick, and Art Modell wanted them to pick um the guy, the running back. It was Lawrence Phillips. I said Lawrence. I just could not remember his
you
last
know
name.
what? Is that the one that got in some trouble?
Yes. And I think Lawrence
Okay,
Phillips
because
died.
that's what I was thinking about. Yes, I was thinking. I was like, I wonder if it's the one that.
Yeah,
Yep,
Lawrence
that's
Phillips
Lawrence
died in
Phillips.
2016. So
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence Phillips had gotten in a whole lot of trouble. Lawrence Phillips is no longer with us. But Lawrence Phillips was one of the great players of the Nebraska teams in the 1990s that we all know about. And the Ravens chose Jonathan Ogden. Ozzie Newsome chose Jonathan Ogden instead. He said, I'm not doing it. And Art Modell said, well, why? I want to get fans in the seats. And he said, well, I want to have a cornerstone left tackle that you can have for a decade plus. The fans will come if you protect your quarterback.
Absolutely.
So he went against the owner's wishes and got Jonathan Ogden. The Rams then got Lawrence Phillips. I don't know. Maybe you could tell me how that went, because Jonathan Ogden went to the Hall of Fame. Lawrence Phillips didn't play in the league long, and he was a troublemaker, and then eventually, succumbed to his own, circumstances. So, sometimes you got to do what's best, dog. Sometimes you got to go rogue and do the right thing, and that's just
also Lawrence Phillips had a lot of, like, you're talking about the pre-draft questions and stuff. Hey, man. If y'all had a psychiatrist, would have been like, don't draft this boy.
Listen, I don't give a fuck what he's doing in college. He in case.
Hey, that was a head case right there. Like,
head case. Okay. So yeah, sometimes you gotta do the right thing, and sometimes the right thing might get your ass fired. But unfortunately, the Panthers are stuck with Bryce. I don't know what they're gonna do with him for the rest of the year. It'll be interesting to see how this goes, because you feel like Andy Dalton is probably going to come in and make this somewhat more manageable, which is going to make this even worse. And
Yeah.
it's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate for Bryce. He doesn't deserve this. He doesn't deserve to be
No.
such a terrible organization.
And new quarterbacks deserve a learning curve.
Yes.
New and I said new athletes. Period. They deserve a learning curve. They deserve time to be able to adjust. Just the adjustment is different. Just the adjustment of being from college or any kind of college level to NFL is an adjustment. They deserve to learn behind a seasoned veteran that can give them those tips and everything. But we have lost all of that, and now everybody. And I think Tom Brady. I think there was a clip of Tom Brady talking about that and how much he
Yep.
was able to gain by not starting when he came into the NFL, because of course he wasn't drafted high anyway. But what he learned sitting on that bench behind other quarterbacks. And we see the Aaron Rodgers. We are seeing Jordan Love, when if he didn't go to Brazil, so like there are lots of instances where quarterbacks have sat back and watched and they have fared better for it. And that Bryce Young deserves something like that too. And unfortunately, I mean, listen, if he gets it, I don't know what they're going to do, but if Andy Dalton starts playing well, all they got to do is win like 2 to 3 games, and that would be enough. That's how bad they are.
Yep.
If he wins them if he could get them even into some competitive games, I mean, it would be okay. But because they've lost their fan base, I mean, when I went there for the Cowboys and Panthers game last year, it looked like a Cowboys home game. We are in Charlotte, North Carolina. Is everybody feeling okay? Like
No.
those butts were not in the seats. They were not in the seats. So I don't know what's going to happen. But also, I haven't. What would make Bryce Young not put on about 25 pounds in the off season?
Maybe he
Because
can't, Bren. Maybe he can't.
Oh, it's some ways. Call them people that on the team. It's some ways. Like he looks the exact same as he did last year when he was getting beat up.
Yeah.
Like at some point you'd be like, you know what? But you know what? That man said God got him, and I'm gonna trust in.
That's
trust
what he
in
said. He said he trusts in the Lord, honey. So
he said his strength come
Bryce.
from the Lord. Okay, well, may the Lord be a left tackle.
Yeah, no. So good luck to you, Bryce. May the Lord be an offensive line for you, baby. Because things ain't looking too good right now for you in Carolina. All right, one last thing. Tua being put on IR after the scary hit that he took last week and a concussion. Good idea.
Oh, absolutely, it is a good idea, and I would piss off the entire NFL if they ever consulted me, because I would IR every person that had a concussion. I would IR them. You need a minimum of 4 weeks. You're on IR. That protocol, it will be automatic IR. People do not take concussion symptoms seriously. Even a regular person, if you get into a car accident, if a can falls out of the cabinet on your head, if you hit your head on the medicine cabinet and you see stars, you have a concussion and you have a headache for days. You might get nauseous, you might be dizzy, you might be light sensitive, and that is you us regular people that are going to work every day. Now you taking somebody who is basically going and putting themselves in a head-on collision multiple times in practice and on the field. That is a highly, 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 highly dangerous situation, and it doesn't make it any better when you don't know how to slide. Tua did that to himself.
Oh yes, absolutely.
He slid and he ran. He's like a little kid that's skating and went right into the wall and wasn't looking. That's exactly what he did. And so for him, the conversation is, it's been coming up about should Tua retire? Should he retire? Should he retire? I think what we are definitely, it's a nuanced conversation, Reeta, just like every other conversation we have, right? But I think the reason why people are saying that is because it is different knowing that someone had a concussion and seeing someone take a hit and their hands contort and stiffen multiple times. And that first time we saw it, I mean, you and I were watching together. We turned the game off. We could not watch that.
Yep.
And to see something like that happen. So when people it you're going to get what you're getting now is the emotional response for people who saw a medical emergency happen yet again from the same player for the third time. He did not have a concussion last year, but guess what? We watched him like, oh Lord, Tua, oh Lord, the whole time. And so Tua's 26 years old. He's not going to retire from football. That's the only thing that he's ever known. He's playing football since he could walk. He's not going to do that. And I think us people saying you should is not taking into account a lot of things that players have to deal with. They have families, they want to do all of these things. Um, it is up to Tua to decide whether or not what is enough is enough.
Yeah.
And I think that that concussion was significant enough for IR. I think it
Yeah.
was significant. I think when he met with that neurologist said, "You got one more time to play this game." And so, yes, although Tua is 26 and he's probably not going to retire, and he has a lot of quote unquote football years ahead, you have way more years of being regular old Tua
Yep.
than you do of being a football player.
Yep. I
And we
agree.
see a lot of players. We see them retiring early. It was somebody retired as a college player. He said enough, you know. But that is his decision to make. I mean, he's the one that has to live with that. I mean, that's his decision to make, and I don't think that we should be pouring it on him like you need to retire, you need to retire. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
I don't
I-
think that I think that I think we're scared. Like
yeah.
that was scary. That is scary
Very.
seeing something like that happen. So I guess it's Ryan Tannehill time. I don't know.
Well, they did get Tyler Huntley from the Ravens off the practice squad.
Oh,
I don't know how this. I don't know what's happening here. So, Skylar Thompson, I gotta assume is probably still gonna start because remember he played the playoff game when Tua didn't play
oh yeah, that's
um,
true.
against Buffalo. So, not not
Skylar,
not last
Tyler,
season.
Lord.
It's not last season. The season before. So we'll see how this goes. But yeah, I got nothing to add to that. All right, Chels. It is week 3, which means it is time to do our week 3 picks here.
All right.
First off, Patriots at Jets is on Thursday night.
Oh, ooh, Patriots at Jets. Um, I'm gonna go with the Patriots.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the Jets. It's
I
at the Jets. It's at
don't have no
home.
reason. I just want some chaos. That's all.
You just want some more chaos that this
More
NFL
chaos.
season has already gave us.
More.
All right. Giants at Browns on Sunday.
I'll go with the Browns. Sorry, Giants.
What do the Giants give us for real?
Storm
What do they give
MetLife,
us?
please. Storm. Storm MetLife.
What do the Giants give us for any hope
I'm so
for real?
sad. I'm so sad.
Browns it is. Bears at Colts. Colts are 0-2. It's crazy.
Bears at Colts. I'm gonna go with the Bears on this one.
Okay, I will go with the Colts on this one. This is good. Texans at Vikings. Both teams are 2-0.
Mm. And you said at Vikings. I am gonna give the Vikings a slight edge.
I don't know what the situation is going to be with Justin Jefferson, so I'm going to give the Texans the slight edge here. Eagles at Saints.
This is gonna be the game. I'm gonna tell you. Can I just say this? Eagles at Saints. I'm gonna pick the Saints in a close one. But I'm gonna tell you what. If the Saints don't beat the Eagles by 10 or more points, I'm gonna have a terrible attitude. I'm gonna have a terrible attitude. I'm gonna
On
have
the
an
other
ugly
hand, I'm
disposition.
taking the Eagles here. I think the Eagles squeak one out. Saints might be feeling themselves a little bit. I feel like they might squeak one out here. I don't know. That's what my spirit says. Chargers at Steelers. Both teams are 2-0.
I'm gonna go with the Chargers. I still think that I go to the Chargers.
I am going to go with the Chargers as well. 0-2 Broncos at Buccaneers, who surprisingly are 2-0.
I'm going with the Bucks.
I got nothing. Bo Nix was like, hey, I threw the ball somewhere I shouldn't have. I mean, I respect the honesty. But hey, bro, that's the second time I seen you throw a pass into triple coverage. So you ain't getting it. I'm not picking y'all, okay? Packers at Titans.
See, when you got to think, I'm just going to say Titans, and I don't know why. I'm tired of thinking. I'm just going to say Titans.
Hey, man, Malik Willis was out there rolling around for Green Bay. I don't know what the fuck Will Levis be doing. He just be throwing shit up in the air and it be getting caught by the other team. So I'm sorry, I can't pick them. I'm gonna go with the Packers. Panthers at Raiders.
All right, let's move on.
Okay. All right. So we're putting Panthers on Tubi until further notice, basically.
So until further notice. There's no need to talk about that. But wouldn't that be something though? That would be crazy.
Andy Dalton might pull one out, girl. Who knows? I don't know how this is gonna go. This will be very interesting. I ain't gonna lie. I'm low-key interested to see if this is a world of a difference in changing the quarterback.
You could be peeking in.
Might be peeking in, friend. Dolphins at Seahawks.
I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. Yeah, I'll go with the Seahawks. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with the Seahawks. They at home. Dolphins.
They at home. It's loud.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Lions at Cardinals. Cardinals looked good last week. Lions lost last week.
I'm going with the Lions. I'm a risk taker this week. I'm going with the Lions. Going with the Lions.
I think I'm going to go with the Lions too. I do like the Cardinals though. I do like Marvin Harrison Jr. I can say his whole name because that's not the same person.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never heard that person's name before.
Well, I said Junior, but I said Junior.
I think it's static.
Oh,
Reeta, you still there? Hello?
I like Junior. All right, I'll call him Junior. I like Junior. So
I call him that man's son.
Okay, that's man's
as much
son.
As you're gonna get from me. But
all right, from here on out, we will refer to MHJ as that man.
Because I ain't catching no straight behind you.
All right, my bad. I don't want no trouble. I don't want no problems. So please. All right, Ravens at Cowboys. Chels does not pick against the Cowboys, so I'm not going to even let her do this to herself. The Ravens are in desperation mode, so this is going to be a split here. The Ravens, I feel like I have no real reason to think that the Ravens will win, other than they got their backs to the wall. That's really it for me. And and Chels don't pick against her Cowboys. We know she doesn't, and that's okay. So we split there. 49ers at Rams.
49ers at Rams. No Debo.
Yeah, but also no Cooper Kupp, no
Cooper
Puka.
Kupp. No Puka. Oh, that's a wash, huh? I'll go with the 49ers.
Yeah, I just feel like the Rams got too many.
What happened to the Rams last week?
At the wide receiver position. Wide receiver position looking real thin right now. So I can't see it. Chiefs at Falcons. And look, prior to 1 minute before that game last night, this was an ass game, and now I'm interested. I'm not gonna even lie to you.
Hey man, I'm picking the Chiefs, but hey, if y'all want to start some chaos down there in Atlanta, go for it. They can be beat. I mean, the Chiefs don't go undefeated. You picking the Chiefs, but they can be beat.
All right, fuck it. I'm picking the Falcons. Why not? I'm gonna do it. I'll be the one to do it. I'll pick the Falcons. I'll pick them. All right, there are 2 Monday night games. 2. The first is the Jaguars, who have not won yet, against the Bills, who are 2-0.
I'm picking the Bills. Why are there 2 games?
I don't know. Just is.
Hell, this is ridiculous.
One at 7:30 and one at 8:15. So.
Oh God.
I'm picking the Bills as well. And then the final Monday night game, Commanders at Bengals.
I'm picking the Bengals. Well, what? It's really 2 games? That's so dumb.
2 games. 2 games on Monday night. 2 games, friend. So that is it for our week 3 NFL picks. And hope that you enjoy. Please don't use our bets because we do not
No, no, no.
care.
No, no,
We're
no.
not
Don't
that
do
good
that.
with it. We just picking off of
No, don't do that.
what
And
we
I don't
feel.
want to be responsible for anybody not being able to pay their rent or their mortgage. So no, please don't do that. It's
Yeah,
not
don't
on
do it.
me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All
Mm-mm.
right, college football. We week 3 has passed, and so it is something going on in the water in Florida, outside of Miami, clearly. But Florida and Florida State have had the worst start at the same time for the first time since 1955. Florida State is currently winless. Florida does have a win, but it was against Samford, and they look like shit. So, yeah. Um, yeah, Florida football. Okay,
Yeah.
there we
So
go.
there we go. Yeah, they it stinks.
Yeah, it's bad.
Um, yeah, we y'all. It's gonna be some new coaches here soon. I don't know what week it's gonna be, but
Well,
eventually.
Norville is stuck for. They just gave Norville some new money. He there for a while. They
Oh,
they stuck with him.
they gonna be
The
having. They
issue with
got him. They gonna
Norville
be
is
having
he
him
ain't
in
had no
here.
quarterback that he could bring in from the transfer portal after the guys that he had left. And so you bring in DJU, who ain't that good, and then now your team looks the way that it does. So
Was he at
that's
Oregon before?
yeah, Oregon State. And then remember
Oregon
prior to
State.
that,
Okay,
he was Clemson. He came after Sunshine
that's
left.
right. That's right. That's right. That's
So
right. Okay.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, though.
Yeah. Now Napier, on the
Nasty
other
work.
hand, Napier, it might be the one that's out. The problem is that there's a $24 million buyout, and I think that they're still paying Dan Mullen's buyout. So I don't know what's happening here, friend.
Oh,
But
he will have to play that out. Oh no, you gonna play?
I'm just gonna sit here and I've come to the conclusion that it is what it is at this point. I'm just in
Yeah.
purgatory when it comes to this shit. And maybe I just need to become a hater for everybody else's team because my team ain't giving me no real reason to pay attention. So, I've already ruffled a few feathers on Twitter because I was talking about other people's teams. And then you think that you can come and talk about my team like I give a fuck. I see that they ain't bad. You telling me they ain't bad like I didn't go to the Miami game and see the
You was
shit in
right there.
person. Okay,
You
I was
right
right there.
there. Yeah.
You ain't
Okay,
hurting my
y'all can't
fucking
hurt me.
feelings.
You
You
can't
can't
hurt
hurt
me.
me. You don't get out your feelings, baby. Get out your feelings. Okay? Get out your feelings around here. Shit. So that's what that looks like. All right, Colorado, Skull dragged Colorado State after Colorado State was talking shit before the game. So as we remember, they were saying that they owed them one because the year before that game went into overtime. And
Overtime.
then Colorado did come out with a win, although they were 18-point favorites. So at the end of the game, Shedeur Sanders, was speaking to the other Colorado players. And when he got to the Colorado State QB, he said, shouldn't have been talking shit. So there was a lot of conversation going on about Shedeur's actions. And I'm curious to know your thoughts, Chels.
Why is anybody surprised that he did that? Do you know his father? Like they act just like their father. I mean, it's no surprise, but also like I don't think it can't. I can see I can see why people were rubbed the wrong way about it, especially if you are not a fan of prime and that kind of showing off stuff. But also at the same time, like I don't know how quickly I want to shake somebody's hand that's been talking shit about me either. But at the other same time, on the other same time, it's just like when you're playing college football, you are auditioning for the NFL if that's where you want to go, and showmanship is something that they factor, and that is a question that will get asked to you. I mean, so I don't know. I don't know.
I can
I don't
separate
know.
the
He
two
act like
here.
his daddy.
I
He said
can
he act
separate
like his
the two.
daddy. I mean, I'm
I
sorry.
can separate the two here. Yes, do I think that I don't like a lot of things that they did, like the week before against Nebraska, him leaving the field early. I got a problem with
Yep.
that.
Don't.
Particularly, it
Yep.
doesn't appear that he
Mm-hmm.
was injured, and because he did post game, so I got a problem with shit like that. I don't have a problem with this at all. I'm real petty. I am a petty human being, and one thing about me is if you're gonna start it and then I find a way to finish it, I'm gonna finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what you did was you wrote a check, baby, that your ass could not cash. Your mouth wrote that check and your ass did not cash it. So, where was your sportsmanship? Okay, now what people will
Yeah.
say, oh, that's what people do, they talk shit. Okay, and guess what? That's what people do, they don't have to acknowledge your shit. I watched him acknowledge all his other teammates. So it ain't like this was a Colorado State thing. He shook hands and did that with the other guys. It was the one guy that had something to say that was the one
Mm-hmm.
that didn't get the love. I got no problem with this. I got problem with a whole lot of other
Yeah.
shit they be doing. I don't got no problem with this because guess what? Your fucking mouth shouldn't have wrote that check that your ass didn't cash. So, what was the lesson
Yeah.
learned today, children? Don't
Shut
let
the
your
fuck
mouth
up
write
next
the
time.
checks that your ass can't
That's
cash. All
it.
right,
Yes.
lesson learned. Thank you. Here,
Yeah.
I'm
And I think for some people it might have been the combination of both things happening back to back too. And I can see that, but this is not something that I want to spend a lot of brain power on.
right.
Because it doesn't surprise me. And I agree with you. Leaving the field 2 minutes early, trash,
Four. It was 4 minutes. It was
trash.
four. It was four. It was 4 minutes early.
What?
It was
Oh
four.
no.
It was
Oh
absolutely
no.
four.
Oh
4 minutes
no.
early that he
Oh
got
no.
taken out, and then eventually he got taken out under 5 minutes, and then eventually he left and went in the locker room. And again, I don't think that he was hurt, which irritates me. But in this regard, like you said, this don't require much brain power. The dude
Mm-mm.
started. He was talking shit first. I ain't got no problem
Yeah.
with it. I'm good with it. Pac-12 is trying to get their old thing back, and trying to get some teams back into the fold. It appears they want to have Boise State, San Diego State, Colorado State, and Fresno State. This sounds.
Hey man.
I
I
think it's over.
I think that there's a I, I was at first I thought that this was a joke. I thought it was one because these all these sports accounts you really can't tell. But then I said, oh, this is real. But what are they trying to attempt? Or what are they trying to overcorrect? I don't know. I don't know how they didn't get these teams, how they didn't get a good enough deal. I don't really know what's happening. Um, I guess sentimentally, I would like to see the Pac-12 reestablished. I just think that
Oh,
it, it
100%.
feels it feels crazy not having a Pac-12. So get it how you live. Figure out how. I think they say that. I think they need like two more teams or something like that. Is that what it is? So grab a couple more teams and then give us, maybe for nostalgia purposes, whatever, and then maybe some teams will come back. I don't know. I saw something about them saying that Colorado can come back if it's too tough in the Big 12 for them. I said, uh-oh. Now, why would you say that? What will make you say
Oh,
that?
let's go. We
What
can't
will
get
make you
into the
say that?
college football playoff this way. Let's go back to where we can do that.
Never
Oh, okay.
mind.
Good
Never
luck.
mind. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, really good luck. Yep.
Yeah, not doing that. All right, real quick. This weekend, we got a couple of games, not too many of them that are ranked amongst each other, but a couple that should be good. Speaking of Nebraska, they play 24 ranked Illinois. I'm not interested in that. I'm gonna watch it because I don't be doing shit on Fridays, but I ain't interested. The game of the week, it appears, is going to be Tennessee, who's
Mm.
currently ranked 6th at 15 Oklahoma. This is Oklahoma's first SEC matchup
Matchup. Mm-hmm.
since they've joined the conference. This should be good. I'm interested. You got USC ranked 11th at 18th. Michigan. I don't. Their offense kind of irritates me. They got some defense there, but I don't know what the quarterback situation is. It's looking real grim, in my opinion, Chels. I don't know, friend.
Yeah, I don't know what's
Uh,
going on.
And then you got Utah ranked 12th at Oklahoma State, who is currently 14th this
Okay.
weekend. So you do got a couple of, games of guys that are ranked amongst each other. The rest of them are, I tried to find, because, I couldn't find nothing. Maybe Clemson and NC State might be something interesting. I don't know. We'll
You
see.
never know though. College football, you get a little gem at the end, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll
So
see how this goes. All right. Volcano time. Anybody that you want to put in the volcano, anything you want to put in the volcano?
the thing about the volcano is these same people keep jumping up out of here all the time. And they keep coming up out of the volcano and
We ain't putting a tight enough lid on it. That's the problem.
maybe we need to turn the lava up on extra high or something. So I am going to reinsert Shannon Sharp into the volcano again. And Rita, we have talked about extensively, ad nauseum, literally, his stunts. Um, I think that Shannon Sharp is an insecure almost 60-year-old man who is trying to stay relevant amongst people half of his age.
Mm-hmm.
He is trying to be the cool unk. And the thing about being the cool unk, Rita, is you don't have to try to be the cool unk. Once he put that Black and Mild in his mouth and pulled out that Hennessy on the show, that whole unk shit was a wrap. That's some clown ass shit. And so if you've been living under a rock, you may have missed Shannon Sharp going live on Instagram mid coitus with some woman named Michelle, I guess. And it went from being it was I was hacked to I'm so sorry, this is private, respect me as a sexually active middle Black man, to I'm making jokes and now I'm selling t-shirts and everybody thinks it's staged. And they took the t-shirts down. I don't know if you noticed that. They took the t-shirt link down once they didn't get the reaction. But I think that he is trying way too hard to be something that he is not. And he wants to be the cool uncle. He wants to be, honestly, and this is serious if I'm saying this, who really is the cool uncle without trying? Prime. Deion Sanders ain't got to try. Deion
He just
Sanders,
is.
it just is. Even with them 3 toes, he still is the cool. Oh, them 3 toes bother me some kind of terrible, Chad. They bother me some kind of terrible. But like he is the cool uncle. He stays. But he stays like cool hip, but he also stays in his lane as far as his age. And he'd be like, "Hey man, I'm too old for all of that." You know what I'm saying? You would never see him in no shit like what Shannon Sharp is in. Shannon Sharp should be ashamed of himself for being 57 years old, wrapped up in some bullshit, talking about something. I went IG live and you listen. People think it's all kinds of things. We got our opinion on them, and it's none of my business of that. But I do think it was a big old stunt, and he's trying so hard to be relative, and he doesn't realize when he's being made fun of, which is a big concern. It is very concerning that people. Ocho was making fun of him. He's laughing and laughing. Kai sent all of them. And we already know that Cat Williams sat there and made fun of him for 3.5 hours. And he clicked his heels together and just grinned and skinned in front of that man. And I was like, you are literally the butt of his ongoing joke. So I would like Shannon Sharp to go into the volcano. We need to turn the lava up to supreme heat. And he needs to melt into oblivion and leave me alone. Because this week was way more than I anticipated. And I could not listen to the audio of that thing because I was so disgusted that it was even real. But he needs to go into that volcano and he needs to figure out his real identity and stop trying to be somebody that you're not. You're not the cool uncle. And it is okay. It is okay, but you're trying too hard. You're doing too much.
It is okay. Shit, Chad is probably the cool uncle too, more so than all he do is
More
go
so,
to McDonald's,
exactly.
order McDonald's and play FIFA all damn day.
Oh,
So
yeah,
yeah, go, yo, Chad then got married, and hey, yo, please leave us alone, sir. We want to be left alone. Seriously,
I can't
enough.
take it.
Yeah, I know you probably got some grandkids because your kids are grown. So go do something with your time, but leave us alone. Thank you so much.
Papa is making IG pornos. Like, this is
Papa making
crazy.
pornos, my Papa making pornos. I can't. Oh, I'm gonna take my glasses off for my volcano.
Oh shit.
Um, and I'm gonna get real close.
Uh-oh.
Uh, I'm throwing my fandom in the volcano. I'm throwing my fandom for all three teams in the volcano.
Wait, I feel
Um,
like we should stage an intervention of some sort. What's
no, I
happening?
don't need an intervention. I need a cleansing
Oh
ethic,
no.
and maybe the volcano ash will cleanse. Um, the Ravens are 0-2. The Orioles are not good. They've lost their last 7 of 10 going into the last 2 weeks of the baseball season. And as of right now, Chels, they're losing at home. The Gators are a fucking mess. They have a 5-star quarterback who clearly looks like he could be the future, and yet they keep going back to Graham fucking Mertz. I am in hell.
Oh no. But that
Okay?
baby, the
That's why I got to
volcano
get
isn't the
close. I want
answer.
y'all to see my face. I am in hell. Okay? I am in hell. I don't know what I have done for this, but I assure you, I am very sorry. I didn't mean it. I would like to make it right. Okay? Because I have nothing to look forward to on any day of the week. Nothing. I have nothing to look forward to. I get up, get ready for work, come home, eat, and get ready for bed. I have nothing to look forward to. Do you know how hard that is to have nothing to look forward to? No type of entertainment to feel excited to be watching. Do you? Anybody out there?
Bueller. Bueller.
Bueller? I'm trying to tell you, this has been
Mm.
August. This really started in July because the Orioles have not played well since the All-Star break. But August football season started, college football, and then obviously the 0-2. This has been the worst 6 weeks of my sporting life ever. Just 10
Yeesh.
years ago, Chels, just 10 years ago, the Ravens had Steve Smith. They went to the playoffs eventually. Yeah, they lost the Patriots, but they had two touchdown leads at one point. Yeah, that hurt, but they were good. The Orioles had won the division, and essentially they went to the ALCS. The Gators were ranked top 10 and had one of the better defenses. I was on cloud 9. Even though none of my teams chipped, I had something to look, I was something to
Yeah.
be excited about. I have nothing right now. I have
Mm.
absolutely nothing 10 years later to be excited about. Nothing. And so I feel like my winter about to be real cold. So if y'all can help me find something else to do with my time, maybe I need to pick up a hobby. What should I do? Play piano? Should I learn how to knit? What should I do to make up for this time that essentially is being wasted on my personal sporting teams? Because I got to find something to do. Because I'm putting them motherfuckers in the volcano.
How you gonna put all three teams in the volcano?
Because they all deserve to be there.
Lord have
They
mercy.
all deserve to be there. They all deserve to be there.
Oh,
And that is
God.
my volcano moment.
God.
Any final thoughts for you, friend?
Child, you done brought me down. I don't know if I got to call in for an intervention or something. What's happening? Okay, final thoughts. Um, Justice today, almost justice for women who were sexually assaulted and abused and manipulated and run amok and led astray by Sean P. Diddy Combs go to hell. His bail was revoked. He's going to be in jail until trial. They done raided his house. They put him in the handcuffs. Go straight to hell. Men like you are so dangerous, and women have suffered far too long. Even men have suffered because you've been blackmailing them, and you're nasty as shit. Why the fuck do you got 100 bottles of baby oil in your motherfucking house? You are disgusting and nasty, and you got tapes, and you've been drugging
It
people.
was 1,000, I think, friend.
1,000? Girl, 1,000. That is
I think they was in
insane.
cases.
And so
I'm just saying,
justice.
cases to me.
I hope that the women who came forward, shout out to Cassie for pulling the string on all of this. I hope that the women who were afraid to come forward and afraid to say anything and ashamed, I hope that they feel some sort of solace today, and I hope they get full justice. But what a day it has been, and I'm glad that we have shown that people like that do not just get to do horrible things to people and not have to pay for it. So justice for those ladies for today, or some kind of vindication for them today.
I agree with you. I got nothing to add to that. They've been following this dude since 2008. And honestly, if you've been following, and if they were doing it beforehand, he probably would have been locked up sooner, based on things that we've heard about him. So please be careful about this whole, oh, well, when Epstein did it.
I don't hear nothing about that.
Let's not. I don't give a fuck about none of that. And also, that man is dead. That man was locked up and he was dead, and he was found dead for the things that he did. So let's not do that.
Okay? And the other one from Hollywood, they indicting him on some more stuff now.
Yep.
He half dead.
Weinstein. Yeah, Weinstein.
He half dead. So, they indicting him. So they all the devil gets his due for all of them. So
absolutely,
you don't need to do all of that.
One thing about them chickens, baby, they always gonna come to roost. So don't get it fucked up. Don't matter who you are, okay? Yep. And just because a former president of the United States ain't in jail yet doesn't mean that it won't happen to him either. So let's not do that. On a lighter note, my final thought is what Chels and I this year we're gonna probably do a little bit more innovative. Chels and I like whiskey, we like bourbon. We're gonna start doing some drinks that we're gonna make. And, we got some friends that gave us some treats that we're going to try, and we're going to make some drinks and give you guys our thoughts on that. We got that Sir Davis. We're going to try that out and see how it goes. So we will be adding, this is for the girlies that, like the little bit whiskey, like the bourbon, maybe you like a little cigar. And we're going to give you our takes on how we feel and what drink of the week we're gonna have, and I'm excited about that. So we'll be following up with that soon, and just giving y'all something a little bit different, because girls like the bourbon and the whiskey too, you know what I mean? And I don't like the talk that y'all was having on the call. They was talking bad about the girls. They was talking bad about the whiskey girls on the timeline, and I don't like that, okay? Because we are the cool
please.
We are the cool kids of the group.
And you seen what you seen what the queen posted on her birthday in the ocean, whiskey up, cigar smoked. So, and there's that. But don't you think that we should do some other thing? We should test out some cigars too.
Oh, for sure. I'm with it. I'm with whatever we do. We should we should do a cigar whiskey pairing. We should have a cigar with the whiskey. I like that. Yeah. Boom. So check that out. We'll be doing that as the season goes on. We won't be doing it every week, but in the coming weeks, we'll definitely have our drink of the week that we'll put together and see how it goes, and we'll taste it, and give you our thoughts on the whiskey that we use and whatnot. So we want to thank you all for listening, and we hope to hear from. We hope to have you back with us next week.
Later.